Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Obviously, it's been a very big week for MW2 news, and that trend continues here today. Recently, there's been several different interviews conducted with members of Infinity Ward, and we've had some Infinity Ward devs on Twitter responding to various comments on the game and giving us even more gameplay information for what to expect across the board in the game, and then also some multiplayer stuff as well. So quite a bit to break down here today as we go through it all. If you enjoy the video at any point, let me know by dropping a like on it. It really does help grow the channel. And if you're new here, or if you have not already subscribed, every day I got you covered with all things going on in COD, whether it's news, updates, loadouts, tips, you're gonna find it all right here. So feel free to hit that sub button and turn on those post notifications. And also quick shout out to Gamer Advantage. You guys always see me wearing the GA frames. I love these things. They are the most essential part of my day-to-day setup now, more so than any controllers, any monitors, anything like that. These things are game changers. You're sleeping better at night. You got less headaches because of them. Blue light glasses are the wave, and Gamer Advantage does them the best. They've got a bunch of different frame options, including the brand new sustainability collection. They offer prescription or regular lenses. They got something for everyone. If you guys want to check them out for yourself, code Immortal gets you a nice little discount, and the link for that will be down in the description below. So the first thing I want to talk about is actually weapon blueprints, because obviously with the reveal of all the pre-order bonuses and whatnot, we got the reveal of the FJX Cinder Weapon Vault Pack, which upon the initial image of it seems like you'd be able to fully customize a weapon with any attachment you want and keep the integrity of the blueprint going. Obviously, that's been a big complaint throughout Warzone and Modern Warfare and even Cold War and Vanguard up until this point. You buy a super cool looking blueprint from the store, but maybe it's not the meta build. Maybe it has a bad barrel or a stupid stock on it that's not the meta option. You go to change that barrel or that stock, and suddenly the cool blueprint doesn't look like a blueprint anymore. It looks like a basic weapon with a very awkward camo pattern that does not fit the entire gun anymore. But we actually got a confirmation, somewhat of a confirmation, I guess you could say, from none other than Joel Emsley. If you remember back during the MW 2019 days, Joel Emsley was always over on Twitter talking about various things. I'm happy to be talking about him and the studio's work yet again. I just love IW games. So he actually responded to the Ghost of Hope, who was talking about the Cinder Weapon Vault pack, and about how it was going to be like that thing where the blueprints don't change, right? Basically what I just said. Him and I share a pretty same idea of what that means. Joel responded and said, "This is an extremely rare style of weapon blueprint category. More details to come." So obviously a very ambiguous answer, but not every blueprint is gonna have the option to have every single attachment looking the same, it seems like. That's a little bit concerning in my opinion. I do hope they find a way to navigate blueprints losing their look when you change the builds, but we do know that Weapon Vault blueprint packs are going to be their own rarity and their own special thing, so a bit of a small confirmation there. Now, VentureBeat also had a small interview with Infinity Ward earlier on this week, and in this we got some pretty interesting answers regarding certain features and whatnot in the game. The first of which has to do with destruction. Obviously, we saw a ton of destruction in Vanguard where you can break walls, you can break ledges, and really change the look and the feel of the map midway through a game. Well, it's now been confirmed that there is no destruction in Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer. There is going to be destruction elements in the campaign. There kind of always is, it seems like. Obviously, it's very scripted, and that environment is very basic compared to multiplayer, where every game people are going to be in different spots shooting at different things and whatnot. So no destruction in multiplayer this time around. If there's a wall there, that wall is going to be there for the entire match. If there's a ledge there, that ledge is going to stay intact for the entire match. I'm not gonna lie, I don't have much of an opinion on this. Like, I'm sort of indifferent as to whether or not there's destruction in the game. I will say though, I felt like you could kind of wallbang anything in Vanguard, and even on Caldera now, everything seems to be made out of paper mache. You can just shoot players through an infinite amount of walls, and I'm not super huge on that, especially with features like Combat Scout or Piercing Vision, I think it's called, in Vanguard, where you can see players through walls. So I'm hoping that with no destruction in multiplayer, you also are not just rewarded for spraying through a wall unless you're using something like FMJ, which is obviously meant to give you that advantage. Now, in this interview, Infinity Ward also confirmed there is going to be no zombies mode in Modern Warfare 2. We kind of already assumed this was going to be the case. Of course, we know that in 2023, there's not going to be a premium Call of Duty title, but there is supposedly going to be a free-to-play title from Treyarch released, and a lot of players are assuming that that's going to be something zombies related because, of course, zombies is sort of Treyarch's icon mode. It's their cup of tea, right? So no zombies officially confirmed in MW2. Obviously, we know we're going to have a different co-op mode though, and all the leaks, all the rumors are pointing towards that being DMZ, which is the Tarkov-like mode. But it's very interesting because all throughout this week, there has been absolutely nothing said about DMZ specifically. No confirmation that it is going to be the Tarkov mode, nothing like that. All we got was there's going to be a Spec Ops mode and it'll be revealed at a later date. So no zombies for the third mode. Spec Ops or some kind of co-op mode is in fact going to be taking up the helm there yet again. And then moving on to round out Infinity Ward's main conversation here in this interview, they also talked about last gen a bit, because obviously it's been confirmed that Warzone 2 and Modern Warfare 2 are going to be available on all the current gen consoles and PC, so Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5 and PC, but also on last gen for Xbox One and PlayStation 4. And a lot of players have been saying, okay, this is going to hold the game back, you know, that's going to ruin things. Not so much the case. They're doing that because the majority of the player base is still on last gen. Players are still having hard times finding current gen consoles that aren't 2 times, 3 times MSRP because the whole scalping situation and just the lack of product available for current gen consoles. So it makes sense to keep the game on last gen, but obviously it's being built with current tech in mind. It's being built for current tech and future tech with next gen or current gen at this point now. So I think it's going to be a similar situation to Black Ops 3, where the current gen versions of the game at that time looked great. They ran phenomenally. Old gen, it was a slightly more hindered experience in terms of graphic fidelity and whatnot, and obviously you could tell it wasn't optimized the most for last gen versus current gen, but it was still playable and it was still successful on those platforms, and it didn't necessarily hold the game back. Infinity Ward basically ended up saying they're very proud of how it looks on old gen. They did say they don't think there's going to be a huge advantage to playing on current gen consoles versus old gen. There's not going to be a massive skill gap. They said that there's going to be some fidelity change that's inherent to the machine, but they're trying to create the most fair product possible. We can assume we're going to have things like FOV slider and whatnot just because of previous COD games like Cold War and Vanguard having them available on consoles, so no need to worry about that in my opinion, but there's not going to be a huge hindrance to the entire game because last gen's going to be included. Now, another feature that was actually confirmed to be in the game via creators like myself and some others being able to see the game a bit early is the firing range option to actually test weapon loadouts. We were able to see a very brief glimpse of a gunsmith screen that we've talked about in some previous videos, or actually in today's earlier video for what it's worth. And with that, there was the option to go to the firing range. So that's confirmed to be in the game. Hopefully it's going to be in Warzone 2 as well, because that's going to be a massive help when trying to build certain weapons for recoil, test damage values, and all sorts of stuff like that. So yeah, there you have it. With all that being said, that's all the new information that we have on Modern Warfare 2, in addition to all the reveals that took place earlier on this week. That's going to wrap things up for today. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, let me know by dropping a like on it. Would be seriously appreciated. Really does help grow the channel. And if you're new to the channel, or if you have not already subscribed, every day I got you covered with everything going on in COD, news, updates, loadouts, tips. You're going to find it all right here. So feel free to hit that sub button and turn on those post notifications. And as always, if you want to check out any of my partners, be sure to use code IMMORTAL for a discount on all Scuff, G Fuel, Gamer Advantage, and Control Freak products. And the links for all those can be found down in the description below. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.